Hey guys, we're back here.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It has been, huh? I mean, we did that lost episode with Robin. We recorded that like a while back, and I just sat on it because I got busy.
Sorry, Robin.
Yeah, sorry, Robin.
Yeah.
You're a great guest.
Well, anyway, Lars, we have a special guest for this episode, don't we?
Yeah, we have here Rolene. She is a storyboard artist in television animation.
Ooh.
Hello, everybody.
But yeah, we're all here tonight, and we're going to watch Moana.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
New Disney film, and I heard good things about it.
Yeah.
So that's my take on it.
Okay, is that your expectations? That concludes your expectations?
My expectation corner is that I think it's going to be good.
Okay.
Yeah, me too. I mean, it's a Disney movie. It's got to be good.
Sure.
Otherwise, I try to purposely avoid any spoilers or reviews, so I don't really know anything about this movie.
Right.
Although, Julianne, who was on the podcast before, rewatched Frozen and said it does not hold up very well.
Oh, okay.
Well, there are people who hated Frozen to begin with.
That's true.
You know.
Although we walked out of that theater liking it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I've seen it I saw it a few times and liked it every time.
Oh, every time.
So
okay, well, that's
Yeah.
just her opinion, man.
Yeah.
I guess
exactly.
I guess Frozen offers a little bit like a plot twist, so that it's like you kind of know what to expect walking in, but then coming out with something fresh and not expected. So that's what caught everybody off guard, and that's why they think, oh, this is such a good movie. So for Moana, maybe we still have expectations of knowing what it's like, Disney princessy, badass girl going in. But if they offer something new and fresh, then that will be the plus.
Yes, certainly.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it won't be as good as Zootopia.
Well, yeah.
I think it'll be better than Big Hero 6. I don't think I'll like it as much as I liked Frozen, but I think I'll like it more than certain other people like Frozen.
Yeah, that sounds fair to me. I mean, Zootopia is a hard bar, though. I mean,
Oh yeah.
a high bar.
Oh yeah. So good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not being mean at all to say it won't be as good as Zootopia, because how could you be? Just how is that possible?
How
It's
dare
really
you,
unfair.
Moana? Don't even try.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was unfair of us to even say it. Don't say that when you're standing next to Moana, basically.
Right.
Yeah. But
Have you? So there was this short called Lava. Have you guys seen that?
we have.
What do you think of that?
Oh, that it's trash?
I make fun of it a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, so same is a Hawaiian themed. Also,
I don't think the problem with Lava is that it's Hawaiian islands that are singing.
Just hate anything Hawaiian.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's good or bad.
That's not the issue so
No,
much.
it was just a dumb song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't. It's if you apply if you really want to get down to it, if you apply story structure to it, then there are steps missing.
Yeah.
Oh man, here's this island. He wants a lady, and here's this lady, but she's underwater. Oh, and she's rising up out of the water, but now he's down under the water. But then she sang a song, and now he's above the water too. It's where's
Yeah.
this? It's not quite a story.
Yeah.
It's just kind of and then.
Yeah.
That's my problem with Paperman, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not to such a bad degree, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and even with Paperman, it's like at least there's a point where the guy is trying.
Yeah.
There's a point where the guy is actively doing a long shot
Yeah.
and basically throws away a crappy job trying to meet this girl.
True.
There's
something there.
Whereas
So-
in Lava, he's just like, man, I'm sitting and I'm singing, and
Yeah.
I'm sitting and I'm singing, and that's what I do, and yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't help but feel like we've gotten just a little bit derailed here.
What? Just
Yeah.
because we spent half of this intro crapping on Lava? Yeah. I mean,
I guess the only reason I brought it up is because it was the same Hawaiian themed, and then for me, I don't know, I kind of it tainted my expectations just a little bit, just because not talking about stories or not talking about character development, just purely on the background, kind of theme, the color scheme, the vibe, the overall vibe. I kind of just feel like, man, Hawaiian is just always jolly, always happy, and there's never gonna be that really down the
Well,
trough.
what about
or-
Lilo and Stitch?
oh man.
You see, that kind of, for me, it's the same thing.
Oh,
I just
shit.
feel like, man, Hawaiian themed, how bad can it be? It's a vacation place for
There
everybody.
really isn't much of an all is lost moment
Yeah.
in Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah.
You don't really. You're like, At no point when, what is his name? Gun?
I don't know, man.
The freaking hammerhead shark man, grabs Lilo and flies away in his spaceship. At no point are you like, oh no, he's gonna get Lilo and go back and then lose her forever. Like, you don't really ever say that.
That's a fair point.
Yeah.
Hawaii is just too cheerful. No good stories can come of that.
Man, okay, so we've been real mean to Hawaii lately, but let me just say, I don't think that there is a lot of staff in common between Lava, Moana, and
I
Lilo
agree.
and Stitch. Probably not a lot of people worked on 2 or all 3 of those movies, but
If you did, please write in. We'd like to know.
Yeah, and you know what? This is a good time to bust out the old disclaimer.
Oh, yeah,
because,
yeah.
oh my gosh, you guys, we're sorry we're so mean. We don't want to be. It's probably because we had terrible childhoods or something.
Right. What do we know about anything?
Yeah.
I think is what our
guys-
disclaimers boil down
You
to.
guys are working at Disney and working at Pixar, and we don't work at those places.
I do actually know someone who worked on Moana.
Yeah, but he's not here,
Well, that's what I'm saying is.
Yeah.
So please don't take
Okay.
offense. It's
Well,
okay.
Oh, okay. So you're saying that person specifically?
No.
Definitely don't.
Though the whole point of our disclaimer is saying that we're going to critique it, but we're not.
But we didn't do
Yeah.
it.
We didn't do it.
do anything.
Right.
Oh
The
my
thing is,
gosh.
it's probably not even a critique. It's just a discussion.
It's
It's like a respectfully, very like with admiration.
Oh, I'll be turning this
and-
one. A new one.
Hey, you people who worked on these productions, probably most of the time you were working on Moana, I wasn't even making any cartoons at all.
Yeah,
So
yeah, we care too much
Yeah.
so that we talk about this.
yeah,
Yes.
Yup. So yeah.
Okay.
Don't listen to this one. Don't take it personal. We're probably gonna be extra mean because it's
Yeah.
podcast gold when we're real shitty.
Exactly.
So, okay.
Great.
Anyway,
All right.
we're gonna get in there.
All right.
Got really good seats.
I lava you.
That's
my new sign-off.
God.
Nice.
Oh, I hate it.
Great.
That's my new sign off. It's boo. Okay. And we're back. Yeah. Oh man.
So before we really get into it, I just want to mention how difficult it was to get from the movie to here without talking about it, because we were both so fucking
Oh
down to
yeah.
start talking.
I think we're all
Yeah.
bursting at the
I
seams.
got so much
to
with
say.
commentary about this. And here we are at Universal City Walk. This
Oh,
is the
that's
first-
right.
The first time we've done a movie here since our first episode, Hotel Transylvania 2.
That's correct.
Over a year ago.
Wow,
How
time
far we've
flies.
come.
I know.
Like 15 episodes, and also I guess this is our 16th overall. 14th regular, and then 2 lost episodes.
Right,
And then
yep.
and we just got a Facebook page.
Oh.
Got the Facebook page up, so you can follow us on Facebook now.
It's
and
like a real podcast.
Yep. You know it exists because there's a Facebook page.
Yeah.
Facebook will tell you now when
Great.
there's another episode.
Cool.
So
I should probably get admin privileges or
I
something.
should. You know what? I almost did that the other day. I saw the option, and then I like got distracted and didn't do
Alright,
it.
well,
But
that's not important.
It's on there. It's on there.
Great.
All right. So yeah,
Who-
Moana. Like,
Who wants to start?
Really? Do you want to start?
Well,
Overall?
yeah,
No
I mean-
spoilers to begin with, but yeah.
Right, no spoilers. Okay,
Uh-huh.
so I think all I have to say is just all good things.
Yeah.
Like the movie is great. It's beautiful. Like first of all, I think it's the most striking is the visual, like CG, the modeling, the design of the characters, the lighting, the texture, everything is just perfect, impeccable. So yeah, visually it's just perfect. And then story is great, it's beautifully structured, and it's like a textbook example of what a good storytelling is gonna be. So yeah, I really like this movie.
Let me just say, first thing I want to say, I liked it more than Zootopia.
What? What?
Hey, well, listen, if you can say The Good Dinosaur is better than Inside Out, I can
Oh,
say,
come on, Good Dinosaurs, really?
This is your good dinosaur.
yeah. No, man, I was blown away by this movie. Everything about it worked. Like, there wasn't a single point where I was like, that doesn't really make sense. Well, maybe one thing, but we'll get into it later.
Okay,
But,
all right.
I mean, yeah, it was like the hero's journey, like, perfectly, but still really fresh and cool. Everything about it, the design was great, and the
Yeah.
nuance in the animation was incredible.
Yeah.
I loved it. Lars.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with what you guys said. We talked about movies set in Pacific Islands. In the before part of this podcast, like Lava and Lilo and Stitch.
Right.
But none of those movies have the blues. There are some amazing blues in this movie.
Right.
Yeah.
The water,
Right.
it's gorgeous. See it for the blues even. Yeah, and I agree that there wasn't, a lot of the time I have story notes. That's what I attack these movies with. I'm like, story. But yeah, no, I mean, I don't have
Lars and
big
Nick don't have
story
notes.
Yep. So, but I wouldn't. I did not. I'm gonna say that with my earlier thing, I don't think it was as good as Zootopia.
Okay.
Well, and I think that we can do this in the spoiler for Nick. You mentioned how the creative team behind this movie
Yep.
was them old school Disney Silver Age guys
Yeah.
of Aladdin.
Yeah, they got on the screen and they said, "Thanks for watching this in the theater instead of buying it on DVD or whatever."
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
it was the creators of Aladdin, or not creators, but they were responsible for Aladdin,
Directing and stuff.
and now I'm blanking on the other one, Little Mermaid,
Little
and
Mermaid.
some other one.
Yeah. And in my mind, and part of it is when it's one that I was growing up, but to me, Little Mermaid, Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, and The Lion King. Those 4 movies, 1, 2, 3, and honorable mention. Those to me are the gold standard
Wait,
of
Lion
Disney
King is your
animated
honorable
movies.
mention?
No, Little Mermaid's the
Oh,
honorable
okay.
mention. It kind of got them there.
All right.
But to me, those are the gold standard of what people think of as a Disney animated movie.
Sure.
And the fact that this was the same creative team, I feel like really showed, and it brought through that strength of the beauty and the fantasy and everything. To me, the weakness that came along with that
Oh.
was that I felt like the songs were they were fine. They weren't bad songs. They didn't irritate me or upset me, but I felt like they weren't great. I'm not going to go back and listen to these songs later on.
Damn,
I'm not
that's a
gonna
really
look
good
for
point.
these.
Well-
Recent modern animated movies have spoiled me where it comes to songs.
Right.
And they're not bad songs. They're just not as good, I can't give them a 10 out of 10 for songs.
Yes. Well, I think when it comes to songs, this is kind of a different flavor to it. So when you say, oh, maybe this is not as catchy, or maybe this is not the kind of song you want to go back and listen to, like a pop music, this is definitely not. This is very kind of ethnic, very Hawaiian, very flavorful. So it's like a personal preference, I guess. So when they're singing, you kind of feel like, oh, maybe if you're in the mood, if you are in Hawaii, taking a vacation, then that's the kind of song that brings you the atmosphere.
Okay, and that is a good point.
It's interesting.
It's something I hadn't thought of, and that may, because they were going for that,
Right.
regional flavor with the music,
Right.
and that could, limit the types of songs that you
Right.
can do.
Right.
But to me, it was it's about functionality of songs, and
Yeah.
I'm sure I've said this, that to me, a song should either sort of go over a montage where it's I start in one place, location or one
Yeah.
emotion or
Right.
one time period, and end up someplace very different.
Right.
Or it should really, really advance the story, be really expositionary,
Yeah.
or really make me laugh.
Yeah.
And a lot of these songs, without being too specific just yet, were character songs.
Right.
I'm Moana, this is my song.
Yeah.
I'm this, that.
Yeah.
I agree, but I disagree.
Yeah. Well,
I'm really not bothered by it at
yeah.
all.
And I'm not saying I was bothered by it, but I was just saying I'm used to a little bit better.
Yeah.
I've had better,
Or just different style.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's
Well, and-
I disagree with you in that I think that the songs were placed in the movie exactly where they needed to be, and you're looking at me weird. But hold on, let me finish my point.
Okay.
So,
I don't mean to. I don't mean to.
a song, I
It's
think
not like you're way off base or anything.
it's
I'm
important.
Not.
The Your Welcome song establishes the character, and I think that a song would be more effective than another 5 minutes of showing who this character is.
Okay. All right.
In addition, songs are put into movies to show the emotional high and low points, and I think they were put in very effectively, and especially with the way they reprise some of them. uplifted it and made the story stronger for it.
Yeah, and then when it comes to a musical, sometimes songs are put in places where we just feel like, maybe there doesn't need to be a song. Like they can easily say these things as opposed to singing it. But then, like, because they're trying to follow the tradition of a musical, so sometimes they just feel like, we should put a song in here. But then to kind of counter your point when you say, you feel like some of these songs are not functional, but they are. Like
I'm not saying they're completely non-functional.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I'm used to songs that are more functional.
Right.
I'm used to greater information density in songs
where
I need to pay attention to the lyrics, or I'll be lost, or I'll miss jokes.
Yeah.
And in this movie, you catch the refrain once and you get it. And that's a very specific songwriting thing.
Kind of very old school.
It's very specific,
Yeah, it's like an old school style. Like Aladdin, when the genie was singing the genie song in the cave, that's not expositional, or that wasn't like telling a story, but it was just like
it was so good.
And it was just
frankly, most of the lyrics, most of the songs in Aladdin get by me.
Yeah.
And it kind of doesn't matter, and that's fine for 90s, and that's what this team brought us. And I'm just like, it's not. I feel it's just, to me, is less modern, and part of it may be that I didn't know this was going to be a musical.
Well, it's a Disney movie. In your opinion, but Zootopia wasn't.
Nor was Wreck-It Ralph.
Fuck. All right,
Yeah.
You're right. Sorry, edit this out.
Okay. Nor was Big Hero 6.
Damn it! All right, what am I saying? Okay.
Sorry.
Shit.
Information density.
Right. In your opinion, what is a movie that has great placement of songs and songs that really uplift the film?
All right, and this is going back to something we said in the intro as well. Julianne was saying, feels like Frozen doesn't hold up. I feel like it really does, and I feel like those songs do what I like to do, and those songs are written by the people who did the music for like Avenue Q and Book of Mormon, like these songs, the musicals that swept the Tonys, that take Broadway by storm, where they invented the musical, and that's, I think, really, I just wanted those guys to write the songs, basically.
Two things.
Two
things. You dug yourself a hole you can never escape from.
Oh, okay.
Because the Fixer Upper song that the Gnomes sing has no place in the movie and shouldn't be there. Also, the guy who did Hamilton wrote some of these songs.
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Blah, 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 Miranda. Yes, exactly. So checkmate, he's in Broadway.
Hamilton? The Hamilton guy wrote the songs for Moana.
Yep,
Right.
some of the songs, yes.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I like Hamilton, but I don't like it as much as Book of Mormon.
Yeah, I guess it's just like personal preference. It's like a style.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not saying these are bad songs.
Yeah.
I'm just saying they're good, and I've been spoiled by great.
Right.
I definitely won't be going on YouTube and like listening to them and jamming out, because a lot of them aren't very they're not tunes you're going to be humming.
Yeah. They're
Whereas,
kind of like atmospheric songs.
Frozen, I did listen to those songs again.
Yeah,
You know,
I mean, of
and
course.
parents out there, I know you hate the soundtrack to Frozen because your kids made you listen to it 100 times. But the reason your kids latched onto it was because they were good songs, and that's the curse of good songs and being a parent.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you hate Frozen, if you want to kill Frozen, then you're like just wanting us not to be able to have nice things because your kids will ruin it for you, and I'm sorry.
Yeah, and then Let It Go for Frozen is such a kind of like a pop song. I can say that it's a pop song because it can be used in a lot of different situations. It's not just like telling a specific story in that movie, but then in this case, Moana songs, like the flavor of it is already like very islandy, like Hawaiian. So you can't really plot that song in any other situation. So it becomes a very specific thing.
Yeah.
So like if you are trying to get that flavor or atmosphere, you listen to that, not like as like massively popular like the Frozen songs.
Right.
The thing is, it doesn't detract from the movie to say that you can't listen to it outside of the movie because it's so perfect for the movie.
And I'm not saying it hurt the movie. I'm just saying it was, to me, a weak point.
Okay, that is fair.
Okay.
All right.
I think that's fair.
Cool. Okay. Cool. So we're done talking about you just over, but overall, really good movie. Definitely go see it, you guys. It's like, oh my gosh. I mean, I'll probably give it like a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, if we're gonna jump there, I agree.
I mean, like, people listen to these podcasts. I mean, everything we had to say was that it was good, except for me saying like Well, no, me too. Even me saying the songs are also good, just not great, and I've been spoiled with songs. But everything in this movie is good, and most of it is great. And you should definitely see this movie at your earliest convenience.
Yeah, do yourself a favor.
I feel like I equate this movie to, say, for example, your favorite breakfast place, and then your favorite dish that you already know that you're gonna get. And so this movie is almost like too perfect to a point where it's kind of predictable.
It is that
because
flavor.
It's following that exact example, like a beat by beat story.
Yeah.
And then it's basically like, oh, this is how a hero's journey is gonna go, and this is how like each beat, each up and down is gonna go, and that's what you're gonna get. And what you get is like a really, really well made. Like if you're craving pancake, this is like a perfectly made pancake with perfect like syrups and stuff like that. So it's like, you know kind of going in what you're gonna get, and this is what you get.
Yeah, I mean, within the first 2 minutes, we know that she's going to go beyond the reef because they say like, "Well, we never do that."
Yeah, so
okay,
many
Disney.
classic movies all follow the same formula.
It feels like Aladdin. It feels like The
Star
Little Mermaid.
Wars.
Yeah.
Those.
Lion King.
Campbell's Hero's Journey.
It's those classic
meeting with
Disney guys.
gossips.
They came back and they made this movie, and it's got that golden age Disney feel. Moana fits right in there with those gold standard Disney movies I mentioned.
Absolutely. I mean, but beyond just the story structure, the writing scene to scene was really laugh out loud great, and the characters were so perfectly cast. I just loved how they talked and interacted with each other.
I gotta say, I didn't know Dwayne Johnson had this kind of acting range, and I don't see a lot of his movies, and it's not that I have anything against the guy, it's just probably the projects he picks, because I go by project more than what actor is in there. But I didn't know he was given a lot of deliveries that were almost like kind of had a Jack Black flavor to them, which I didn't know he had that range. He was hilarious in this.
Yeah, but he was from WWE, so he's got to have that theatrical acting kind of in his bones. So he knows how to like punch things up. So I can see that. But
he was great.
Yes,
really great as Mal.
And Jermaine Clement as the with spoilers.
Oh, all right. So have we? That's I guess. Spoiler-free review.
Yep.
I'm saying
Watch
9 out of
shit.
10. Do yourself a favor and see it.
I agree.
Yeah.
9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. It was so good.
Yeah.
Across the board, unanimous 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
Go see Moana, you guys. Oh my gosh, we're going to get into spoilers now.
Okay, great.
So turn off the podcast if you want to be surprised. Okay, 3, 2, 1, spoilers.
All right, spoilers. Jermaine Clement is the crab guy.
Oh my gosh, that giant crab.
Yeah.
That was... Man.
Yeah, and then that giant crab song, when we go back talking about songs.
Sure.
But his song is the only one that's completely different style than the rest of the songs. Because his is almost like a little bit of funky jazz, a little bit, that kind of dark, like New Orleans kind of vibe to it. And especially when it comes to that visual style, when the lights turns off, and then like it's just that fluorescent lights on him with the patterns, kind of reminds me of that kind of vibe from Princess and the Frog, when that voodoo guy starts to sing, and then you see this like graphic design look.
Totally.
You know what it made me think of? And you guys are going to be like, oh, totally. Boogie Woogie in Nightmare Before Christmas.
Absolutely.
Right down to the blacklight neon version of everything.
Except I didn't see that movie, so.
Oh, jeez.
We got
Lost episode.
We got a circle. Yeah.
For Christmas.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'll be great.
There you go.
It is December.
Yeah.
Good idea.
All right,
okay.
great.
Sweet. Maybe that'll be the next one. We'll talk about that later.
Okay, we'll talk about that later.
I gotta say, I don't know if it was because we have seen that before in Nightmare Before Christmas and in Princess Frog, but I don't know. In a way, I felt like that was almost the weakest song. Like and maybe it was the directing, maybe, because the thing is, in Princess Frog, in Nightmare Before Christmas, they have these very specific beats in the song where he'll talk about how villainous he is, and they'll show something that's an example of that. Like, the directing is very strong, the cinematography is very strong to accentuate every point he's making in the song, whereas in this, it's just him saying shiny, which I think is the name of the song, and it's really Moana and Maui trying to distract him.
Right.
Couple things.
It's weaker.
One, I agree. One, I think Ursula from Little Mermaid, being the same people is a good example of it done
Yes,
right.
yes.
Because you get to see like the shriveled up souls that she's captured, and it's also just a fun song.
Right.
Yeah.
Two, I think the critique of this, I'm going to go back a little bit, is that this song didn't necessarily serve a purpose. Now that I'm really thinking about it,
Right.
because it set up a character that we never see again. The only real reason the song exists is to show the tattoo on his back of him being abandoned, so they can talk about it later. But otherwise, the song could have just been cut. I don't
Yeah.
think we would have been.
But
it
I
would
feel
have been
like
less.
because it's a musical, so any big story moments and in which they're like when they're escaping or they're fighting the crab guy is kind of a big story moment. So any big story moments, they gotta have a song to feature it because it's a musical. So I figure that the existence of the song is I feel is kind of necessary. But like you said, it's not really serving a function because it doesn't really progress the story. It doesn't like highlights the villainous beats or stuff like that. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have an idea how to fix it.
Okay.
Here we go. So I don't think we ever got a song about him not being able to use his hook. Is that correct? I think that would be the time to do it. He gets his hook and he tries to fight him, and we do have that where he's trying to fight him, but he can't transform correctly. Make the song about that, because that's a big emotional moment that he needs to get past.
Right.
So then instead of the song being "I'm shiny," it's "You suck, Maui, and I can kick your ass again."
Yeah,
you know?
and yeah, you're too long out of the game and you're not as strong as you used to be, kind of thing. And that's like now he's depressed after that.
That's a way more, and the sequence after that where they're on the boat and Moana's trying to get him to open up could have proceeded exactly the same way
Yep.
and actually had more resonance if that was the song that preceded it.
Right.
Exactly, and bring
Right.
up the
That's a good
tattoo and
idea.
all that stuff. And
Yeah.
they had all the beats there. It's just the song could have been better served.
Right.
Yeah. I like your
idea.
song idea better.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think
Thank you.
it works better.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I also wanted to bring up, just back to a positive, do a positive sandwich
yeah.
here. I like that there were little self-aware moments in the movie, like, hey, you're a princess. If you're a girl with a dress and you have an animal
have a
companion.
sidekick.
That
Yeah.
was great.
And
that was great.
She took a barnacle and she painted it with luminescent paint. I guess I've been fooled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was great too.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
actually really excellent. Okay.
But one more thing.
Mm-hmm.
I also like that they set up the pig to be the animal companion that she carries with her, but she takes, but
He's
the
not,
rooster ends up
yeah.
going with her instead, which I think is hilarious.
Right.
Okay.
A
So
little twist for the audience.
I was about to say that to me, I was almost like, why is the pig even in this movie? Because they set him up to be the animal companion, and then it's the chicken, and then the pig isn't in 3/4 of the movie.
So funny.
But see, to me, and now that you're pointing out that it's funny, it is funny. But to me, I was just kind of like watching the movie, and I was like, well, why did they even have the pig though? Why don't they just nix the pig? And
I think it was a joke.
I mean, and I get that it's a joke, but I kind of feel like dumb now. Now I feel like, oh, well, they should have had a moment where she's like, oh, what about my pig? And then the pig's just like back on the island, like looking around, like, meh. Just like, I feel like just sort of point out, like, haha, you thought it was going to be the pig. Mock me as an audience member, so then I know, like, oh, you're making fun of it. You did, like, piss on my expectations. So good for you for messing with me, movie. Like,
You want that confirmation.
Yeah. I want that wink from the movie,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a real hit to the movie, but I think if they just did
Yeah.
like a quick 30 Rock like cutaway to it, I think it
Absolutely.
would be well
yeah.
served.
Yeah.
And again, and you know what? Yeah, that's a hit to the movie. That's a good way of phrasing it, Nick, because the thing is, like, nothing I have to say about this movie is a hit to the movie.
Yeah.
Right.
Nothing about this movie is negative. There are just little things like that where I'm just like, oh, little tiny missed
opportunities.
Missed opportunities.
Yeah.
Missed
Exactly.
opportunities.
Yeah.
Like, we're just...
When you mentioned like a little quick cutaway to
Uh-huh.
the pig, that kind of brings me to, I was going to mention, throughout the entire movie, because we're following the journey of this girl trying to find a cure for her village. But the thing is, we never cut back to the village to see exactly what happened to it. There's only one little tiny thing that appears in her dreams, but that doesn't feel enough for me as like a stake. Stake is not high enough because we never really see what has been turned into that village, and so she was almost like going on a journey for her own sake, like looking for her self-worth and stuff like that. It's not like, oh, she's urgent, like she's like, okay, you don't help me, then my village is gonna die. She didn't mention that her village is gonna die. She's just like, oh, then I'm left alone, and then she's like turning to the back to the ocean, say like find somewhere else. But the thing is, the urgency is there. Like, how can she, being the only hero in this story, say like go find someone else, and I can't do it, and the village dies, and it's not my fault. So in this case, I feel like because we don't cut back to the village, we don't see the urgency of what the deadly force is doing to the village, so she kind of lost that urgency as well. So the low point of it, when she says, go find someone else, I almost feel like, man, how can you say this? This is not the time for you to say this.
I think that's a really good point.
Yeah.
Let me pitch that scene to you guys. You cut back to the village. They're all there. They're like, oh man, like, where Moana left, like, she's like our chief in training or whatever, or actual chief. Like, I don't know if she's like, when she's coming back, she left. I don't know what we're doing. Things are getting worse. We haven't been able to catch any fish. The coconuts are going. I think we might have to eat the pig. And the pig's like,
Yeah, that's
perfect.
Like, yes,
that's exactly
getting some use out of that pig
There
if
you
you're
go.
setting me up with the pig.
That's great.
That would be the exact same beat as when Simba was away in that little forest, and then we cut back to the Pride Rock, and then everything is dead. There's no grass, no like plants, and all the animals are like they ran away, and then just Scar was like, and then little Sazu was like locked in a little cage, and then like I'm gonna eat you or something. That's like a good cutaway to the stake.
It's just smart. Yeah, exactly. So the stakes.
Use your characters.
I was also going to bring up Wind Waker. You sail away in that game, and you come back to your island later, and it's all infested with monsters, and your grandmother is sick in her house. And, Lion King probably did it better, but that was what popped in my head.
Yeah.
Oh man. Speaking of which, oh my gosh, like the grandmother, like dying, whatever. I was almost a little like, not choked up, but like I was like, oh, when the grandma kind of is on her way out.
Feel personal connection to that story.
Yeah. I got my grandma's actually doing really well.
Oh,
yeah. I should do. Health has been going up and down, but lately really good.
That's good to hear.
Yeah. She Thanksgiving, she said she's going to live to be 100. Which
all
is,
right.
That's awesome.
That's like a good goal when you're 92.
Sure.
3. Yeah.
Great. Make sure she keeps her word.
Yep.
The way they treated the grandmother, I think that scene especially was hopeful. I mean, she got to be reincarnated as this manta ray, and that was kind of a sweet moment, even though she did die.
Yeah.
The way they view death, I guess, is
I liked how she straight up like Yoda'd, like at the beginning of like Act 3 of the movie, like she like appears like in a spectral form, like damn, like use the Force, Grandma.
Sure.
Wow.
Yeah. So again, going back to the classic beats, like Star Wars has used this.
Yep, Lion King
has used this. Yep. And then exactly like the way they say it, remember who you are. And then she's like, remember
and
who I
great
am.
reprise.
Yeah.
Mufasa said the exact same.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a really good point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and then
it's okay. It's been 20 years. It's okay to use that line again.
In Good Dinosaur, they pretty much use the same story beats straight up, right? But then the reason why I'm so pissed at Good Dinosaur is because it tried to copy Lion King but didn't do a good enough job. But Moana was like, followed the formula but did a really good job. So I have no problem of using the same storyline. Every story is the same.
Good Dinosaur was our 3rd episode, and I don't know that either one of us compared it to Lion King.
No.
Yeah, it didn't cross our minds.
Yeah, it is
like
an adventure
Lion
story
King.
and coming into your own and that kind of thing. Except nothing about Good Dinosaur.
The dead father comes back.
Yeah.
There's no evil uncle in
but
Good Dinosaur.
There is the trail. What is the pterodactyl?
Yeah.
Yes.
That was like chasing the herd.
Yeah, it's not
like
responsible for his
jerks.
father's death. What were they? I can't remember.
But then it
The
was like the
raptors
character
and the pterodactyls?
Character dynamics is. Yeah.
The thing about that movie, The Good Dinosaur, was that it's super forgettable and didn't like any of the characters.
Also the part where she eventually put the rock onto her, or put the
the shell
that symbolizes
was it a conch
thing onto the family, like the family pile, to kind of indicate that now she is the leader of the village, takes out the responsibilities of passing the legacy of the family.
Right.
That's the same thing with Good Dinosaur, except Good Dinosaur, the guy didn't earn it, right? When Good Dinosaur finally put his paw in the middle of everyone else, he didn't earn it to me because he didn't do anything like positive. He just basically didn't die.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But Moana did all these things, saved the world, and came back. So she totally earned it.
The problem is that conch shell's going to blow away in like the next game.
Well, dude, the point though is that even if it stayed there forever, you can't put a flat rock on top of a conch shell.
Not anymore.
She's capping that off that mountain. She's saying, and guess what? The last chapter is ocean time because we're going to a different island like we used to do.
Right.
That's the final chapter in that
Okay.
book that she's putting that conch shell in
God,
there.
man, this movie is even smarter than I am.
Yeah.
But I think
Good
some of
picking
the
up on that.
villagers,
Thank you.
some of the villagers are gonna leave behind though, because in the beginning when there is the montage, a bunch of sailors comes to this one island, and then he pass off the boat to someone else, and then that other guy sailed away. So part of the people stayed on one island. So I guess that's their
It's making
way
colonies.
of kind of just colonizing all these and then leave people there to.
So, and she wants to be among the colonists. So I guess the people still on the island, they'll have to elect a new chief and start a new stack.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. I'm not too concerned with it. Whatever they
Yeah.
decide to do is fine
Yeah.
by me. It's the epilogue.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's see. Anything else to say about this
Jeez,
movie? I mean,
just it's so
really,
good.
we don't have like that a ton of stuff to say. Like, you notice we're having to get super specific to talk about this movie because it's so good,
Yeah,
and it's like,
there's
like
no
there's just a
glaring
lot of
problems
things.
whatsoever.
Yeah, I'll say there were moments in the first act that were a little bit jarring. There were little changes of direction. It was like, boom, oh, now we're in the cave with the boats. Boom, oh, now we're back to the people. Oh, now we're, the dad's angry. Oh, now grandma's dying. Oh, now I'm out to the ocean. It's a little bit jarring. I feel like smooth it up.
As I was watching that, I was appreciating how quickly they were getting through it.
Yeah.
Because no scene lingered too long, and they hit all the beats they needed to do.
Yeah.
And I think it was well done.
Okay, and I'm not saying like.
I know what you mean. It happened pretty fast,
Yeah.
and they didn't linger too long on anything, but I think that it was necessary for the
and
length
then
of
it's
it.
kind of just expecting the audience to be smart and follow along really quickly.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not like I couldn't follow it. I guess I wanted them to spend. I don't want them to spend like twice as much time or like 50% more time, like 12% more time.
I see.
But
But then they would have had to cut it from something else. Is my
Yeah.
only
you,
thought.
though? I
Maybe
don't
they could
know.
have
Was
cut
the movie that long?
Maybe they could have cut the trap song.
Or the fighting the boss at the end like twice. Maybe they can cut that short just a little bit.
I think that was important. I think it was cool that it happened twice.
Like try it and fail once and then try it again.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's almost like a video game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I wanted to mention they bring it up in the movie, but that doesn't mean that it's okay that they have this plot hole. But if the ocean can have magic powers, why doesn't it do it all the time?
I thought about it too. Maybe the ocean doesn't want to do everything for humans because the ocean says, "Hey, I'm just the ocean, and if you want to have your life, then you're supposed to earn it." And then as an ocean, I'm just supposed to be like a guidance to help you just a little bit.
Then why did it keep bringing, the guy back all the time, and why did it keep putting her back on the boat? Why? At what point does it stop intervening?
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's my only real problem with the movie,
Yeah.
but it's small enough that I don't know, it's fine.
Yeah, it's almost like in the Lord of the Ring. It's like, oh, if they can ride an eagle, why don't they just do that? And
the problem-
takes them 2 hours as opposed to 2 months.
Yeah.
They just shouldn't have had the eagles at the end.
But that's how
Right.
the books are.
I know, but that's a problem with the book too. They should, but that wasn't throughout the movie. There were eagles helping them, and then sometimes the eagles didn't help them. It was just at the very end.
Right.
Whereas this movie, the ocean could just kind of like, oh, let me just solve this problem for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Yeah, one of those things not to overthink.
Yeah.
Let me-
I feel like the ocean is also like a Yoda. It's like,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
all capable, but I'm not going to do that for you because you're supposed to do it for yourself.
Agreed. It's the sage, it's the mentor. It certainly
Yeah.
isn't Maui.
Yeah, that is a good point because she's trying to right the ship in the storm. And she's saying, just help me. Why don't you help me? And it doesn't help her.
Right.
And there has to be a logic to that. I
Right.
think you're right. It is trying to mentor her.
Yeah.
All right. There's something else I wanted to say, but I forgot it. So move on.
There was
Okay.
one thing that I have to say. Okay, so in the beginning, before we watched the movie, I was kind of like dissing Lava and like the other Hawaiian themed movie because I think, it's all jolly, it's all colorful. How bad can it be? And it's always going to be vacation. Well, this movie definitely gives you that moment where you feel like, really, the ocean is so big, you could just easily die, and the skid stake is really high, and the way they did it
Bless
is
you.
just really really great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I mean, even without the cut back to the village, we did get the sense of urgency, and all of it had this danger to it that was
Yeah.
really great.
Yeah.
Really good color direction.
Yeah, no kidding. God. There was a scene where she's like getting up after the shipwreck, and like her shadow was purple on the yellow
Right.
sand, and it was so good looking.
Yeah.
How old is Moana?
Little
I'd
Mermaid
say
age.
16.
16?
Yeah, 16.
Okay, that crossed my mind too. Okay. Hey, did you ever feel like maybe, like I don't know. Like clearly there was nothing romantic happening between
Are you
Moana
trying
and
to
Maui.
ship Maui and Moana?
Not exactly, because Maui's like kind of a jerk
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah.
Like I feel like she could kind of do better.
He's like a Han Solo type.
He's
guy.
a Han
Yeah.
Solo, but the thing is, like, we don't need to get it like
Yeah.
dissect Solo and Leia.
Yeah.
That wouldn't work as well in a modern movie.
Yeah,
Um,
and that age difference, man. I
Yeah.
mean, he's like thousands of years old. She's only 16. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do they have to talk about?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he refers to her as a little kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
kudos to Disney for making a movie without a love story in it. That's
Yeah.
really
Yeah,
cool.
that's
Yeah,
true.
it's
Yeah,
great
she had
because
no
it doesn't
love
distract.
interest at all.
Yeah, they did it with. I mean, they didn't really do it with Frozen, but they sort of did it with Frozen.
They-
It was more about the love between sisters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
And-
that was
and
definitely central. To
This one was
Frozen.
just like a fucking kick-ass adventure story with a female protagonist,
Right.
and it wasn't a love
Right.
interest in it.
It's pretty much like the new Star Wars
Yeah.
movie. Rey doesn't really have a love interest, but she's just a badass, like a protagonist. So
Yeah.
It was weird that nobody had any love interest in episode 7. But anyway, that's not even my original thought. But like that, like I'm repeating somebody else when I say that. But
I'm happy. I'm done.
yeah. Do see the movie, guys.
Seriously.
It's pretty cool.
Oh, actually, I do have one other little comment. If
Okay.
you haven't stopped.
No,
Well,
I'm
we
still
need to talk
recording.
about
I'm still
trailers and the
recording. There's a
short.
bunch of other
Oh, okay.
segments.
Okay.
So
So because the visual is so like well done, right? Like the texture, the color, and everything is so perfect that at one point I feel like it's a little bit to the uncanny valley. Like there is this one song where her and Maui were singing and everything becomes like a paper cutout, right? And then so there's like the crayon drawing paper cutout, and then the CG character are dancing and like in the background. That part almost feels so uncanny, like it makes me feel like it's like a commercial with real life character with just a graphic design background to a point. So it doesn't even appear cartoon to me anymore.
I
So
hear-
that's a little comment.
I hear what you're saying,
Yeah.
but I loved every goddamn second of that. It was
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
But I can see what you mean.
It's really
like
interesting.
now
It's
that it's
just like-
contrasted, now you
Yeah.
can see it.
It's just very surreal to me. I'm like, oh man, am I even watching a cartoon anymore? This looks so real. Like, especially juxtaposing against that crayon colored, like flat drawing, the CG character just looks real. Even though they have cartoon proportions, they just look real to me.
It's fair.
Yeah.
I
I
loved it.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah.
I gotta say, you guys, I couldn't stop looking at Moana's mouth. Just
Oh, yeah?
really liked
Yeah.
her mouth, like she's got, because like she's got like thicker lips than all these like skinny little white princesses that we
Yeah.
always see,
Yeah.
and there's just a little different shape to them, and I just like it.
Soft.
I just was yeah.
Kissable.
Caught. No. I was looking at her mouth every time she's talking or anything.
Me too. They were very expressive, and to see that kind of attention to detail.
Yeah,
All right.
All right, cool. I'm satisfied.
yeah. Me too. I'm happy.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's see. What's
Are we gonna talk about the short?
Oh yeah. Next
Yeah.
up, we would talk about the short.
Yeah, that of course was the lava one with the 2 volcanoes.
Oh man, we love shitting on that one.
Yeah.
No, it's called Inner Workings.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people said it was, oh, this is Inside Out, but no,
No, it's
Yeah.
it's just like a fun little thing. You guys just watch, you'll have a good time.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
liked
it was fun.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah.
I don't have anything to say about
It's
it.
very
what else?
funny, too.
You'll really enjoy watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just the design was very good. I
yeah.
like that the characters were built to frown all the time. So when they smile, it's like, oh man, they're really breaking the molds.
Yeah.
And I like that. What's the word I'm looking for?
Shape language.
Memento mori.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, death.
Yeah,
Death
yeah.
is you will
It's
die.
really funny,
you know,
yeah.
that was like an amazing point. Like, because he's like he's avoiding all of these things because his brain is just like, oh, but I'll die. And then like, it's like, oh no, you will definitely die no matter what.
Uh-huh.
And so
Might
rock
just live
out.
up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, no, it's
Yeah.
good. It's a good. I like to be reminded of that.
Yeah.
Sure.
Once in a while.
And then, like you said, the design language of the characters are really to the point. Like the guy and then every other employee in the company and then his bosses are all square.
And his brain is a square.
Yeah, and then everyone else, like the colorful and fun worlds are like all round and different shapes. So that kind of give you a stronger visual indication of the message they're trying to come across.
Yeah.
Oh.
My favorite bit from that was, I think it was where he's like getting into the ocean and his brain imagines him doing it, and he stumbles back into a guy juggling chainsaws. And he dies.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, how could you even get there?
Oh
Yeah.
man.
It's just really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was good.
It's really You'll enjoy Inner Workings when you watch Inside Out. So get to the theater on time and catch the short too. Best short, right?
Yeah.
Best short.
Yeah.
My Oscar pick for best animated short, 2016. I mean,
I can't
Inner
think of any
Workings,
other
right?
Yeah.
The other ones we've seen this year were like what, Piper?
I
Oh yeah, I
Piper
didn't
before
like it.
Finding
I
Dory?
had no feeling for Piper whatsoever.
It was okay.
It was cute.
Yeah.
Yeah. I enjoyed it when I watched it.
Anything else?
Well, did
Was
they
there
have a
something
short
before
Zootopia?
I was about to. Was there?
There had to have been.
Yeah.
I don't recall.
Was
I
it a
don't
Mickey
remember.
Mouse thing? I'll never know.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Well, if it was good, then we don't remember. It wasn't good enough
It
to
wasn't
remember.
enough.
Yeah. Maybe we'll re-listen to the Zootopia episode, see if we talked about that. I don't think there was one.
No.
No, there couldn't have been because I saw Zootopia 4 times in the theater.
Oh, yeah, so you
And
would
so
remember.
I would remember, I think.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Great.
Okay.
All right. Trailer report.
All right. So Nick's trailer report.
.com.
You guys, oh my gosh, so Nick, I've been listening to the Adventure Zone and
hell
I'm so envious of they got all this music because I just got up to that arc where they start just using music everywhere.
Yes.
That Crystal Kingdom thing, and I'm just like, oh man, all the music. You know?
All right. Well, too bad.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to do that.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that you are a composer or whatever, and nor am I. But you're talking about the editing. Even if we had music, then we'd have to spend more time editing, and we don't want to do that. Okay, got it.
It's not the format.
Yep.
I can make excuses all day. Try me.
You know what? There are months ago, I thought about investing in a kazoo. So we'll see.
How's that for a soundtrack?
Actually, way better than anything we've ever done.
It's from the Ocarina of Time.
Nick's trailer report. That's just Nickelodeon's jingle. Whatever. We'll work on it.
All right.
Okay.
I'll come up with a tune for the next one, and then I'll do that consistently.
I had no idea we were so musical. Usually we just draw things. Okay. Dude, holy crap, you guys. There were freaking 9 trailers. So we're going to barrel through them.
Thank you so much for writing them down.
No problem. Okay, so The Space Between Us was a trailer about some guy who grows up on Mars, then
it looked like
he's
garbage.
some teenager, he's got a pen pal on Earth, and he moves to Earth so he can see her for a little while, even though he's gonna die once he's here. Yeah,
Here's what sums
definitely.
I'll tell you what sums up that movie. It's one
Yeah.
line, and he asks her, "What's your favorite thing on Earth?" And she says, "You are." Fuck you, movie.
Yeah.
You can't say that. That can't be a line in your movie.
Yeah,
You're not allowed to
wow.
do that.
Oh my god.
That's too hokey.
You know, if you're freaking 10 years old or something, you know,
Yeah, you eat
and
that
you're just
stuff up.
you're just I don't understand what these feelings are yet, then you'll love this movie. If you're not 10, don't see it. Why would you?
Yeah.
9 are down, 11 are up. No, skip it. Okay.
All right.
That's Space Between Us. Next up, Monster Trucks. We actually have already talked about this one.
But here we go again. It's about an alien that gets into a truck. Done.
my
That's
God.
the movie.
Not
Yeah.
interested.
No, during the 9 Lives
Yeah.
episode, we said, do yourself a favor
yourself
and
a
go
failure.
online. We were really drunk, and we said, do yourself a favor and go online and watch this trailer if you haven't seen it yet. I'm starting to think now, like, don't even seek out this trailer. Now that I'm sober, I'm realizing you're going to end up seeing this trailer a bunch more times closer to when this movie's going to come out. So you won't be able to escape it. So just, you know what? Monster Trucks exists, and I'm sorry.
It's still a great trailer, though.
It's
brought us a lot
to
of
see
joy.
one time, but now I've seen it like 2 or 3 times, and it's making me sad.
All right.
Sing.
All right. When I first saw the trailer, I didn't think it was very good, and now I still don't think it's very good, but it's a little better than I thought it was going to be.
Okay.
I think that song, I first heard that song in Eminem's album like a long time ago.
Huh.
Do you guys know what song is that?
I don't know what song it is. The truth is, I don't like Eminem. And it's because he has, like, that nasal voice. And I know that's totally the pot calling the kettle black, especially right now when I'm fighting a cold. But
Me too.
Yeah, I guess all of us are. But, yay, December. It's December 1st while we're recording this, not when you're
But I
listening
mean,
to
like,
it.
that song just makes me feel like when I first saw the trailer a long time ago, when they had a different configuration, I didn't really pay too much attention to the movie. I'm just like, it's cliched and whatever. But in this trailer by itself, I'm pretty sure the movie is still gonna like be mediocre or whatever. But this trailer is relatively effective because of that song. I guess I have to say because in high school years I listened to a lot of Eminem, so I guess that kind of got me a little bit.
And I'm the opposite of both of you because I dislike Eminem. So the last, not the first trailer that came out, but the one that came out after the first trailer, but before this one, was the one that I preferred, where it ends with the pig dancing in the grocery store.
I wish, we're going to edit this out because it's going to be long-winded. It's not going to have any point to it. But I wish that, I like the idea of kids who don't have much, who like have this dream and want to go do it and like sing in this competition. I think that's a cool story, but I just wish it wasn't animals and I wish it wasn't animated. I want like a live action movie about like kids trying to get out of their
Okay.
poverty.
Yeah, well, there is already reality TV shows. It's called.
Yeah, but do
Yeah, and I
Idol.
definitely don't watch those. And Nick, if somebody made the movie you just said, I wouldn't watch it either.
I think it'd be cool.
Well,
Make it based on a true story. That's
you
cool.
you can see that movie if you want,
All right.
but you guys know how I feel about live action.
Yeah.
Right.
You know.
There is a true story. It's Justin Bieber's Never Say Never.
Oh, you're right. I guess that movie's already been made.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Inspiring.
I'm going to talk more about live action in just a minute.
All right, doesn't matter.
But,
We're gonna edit that part out anyway.
No,
It's
leave it in.
No.
Oh,
yeah,
But what about
Smurfs.
all the other points that I made? Okay, wait, are we going to podcast Sing?
No.
What do you guys
well,
think?
I don't have any interest in seeing it.
Yeah, I'd rather hear what other people think first before I jump in.
All right, so maybe.
It's not going to be
It's
good.
a maybe.
I mean, you know it's not going to be good.
All right.
I mean, it's from Illumination, which
Sometimes you have
did
surprises.
Secret Life of Pets.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did enjoy that.
We'll wait for the reviews.
Okay.
So Smurfs.
Smurfs.
I think it looks like it's definitely going to be the best Smurfs movie because it's not some live action bastard mutant hybrid monster set in New York City. It's an actual animated movie. Who'd have thunk it? So yeah.
And that's not saying much when it's like the best Smurf movie.
Yeah, no, I mean,
As far as all the
I
Smurf
always
movies
make
go.
these statements where I'm setting the bar low. You know, best, you know, this Smurfs The Lost Village is the best Smurfs movie. Star Wars Episode 7 is the 4th best Star Wars movie. You know, I'm always just making, like, the joke to me is that it's obvious.
It'll still be trash. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
I like that Jack McBraier's in it. I like
Yeah.
Yeah. His voice is very distinct.
it. Yes.
Yeah. Well, you know, I don't know if you had to see Sing or Smurfs.
Just,
I'd
no.
rather go see Sing.
I'd rather see Sing. At least
Yeah.
music.
All right. Yeah, I tend to agree with you. All
Nick
right.
Kroll's in it.
Okay, the next trailer that was there was Hidden Figures.
Oh, that's the moon launch.
It
one.
is, yes. So it is 1961, and there are black female mathematicians. This is all historic fact. These ladies, they invented new math to be like, this is the equation that lets a spaceship fly straight, and so you can use this to have a spaceship that works. And yeah, you know.
That's cool.
Yeah.
From what I saw, I have no idea if it's going to be good or not. It seemed like it was going to be pretty good, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, so here's the thing, and again, you know, the thing is, when I do see live action movies, they're fantastical, you know, it's science fiction or it's fantasy. I don't see live action movies that are based in historical facts, okay, that take place in the real world. I don't see those. Why would I live in the real world every day, all right? I don't need a vacation to that place again. That being said, if I did see live action movies that took place in the real world, I would so see this movie because I'm like, oh man, yeah, like lady power and people of color power. Yes, you know, I'm just, you know, like the guy's like, if you were a white man, would you want to be an engineer? And she says, I wouldn't have to because I would already be one. And I'm like, yeah, kill Whitey. So, I don't know.
I mean, I've never disagreed with you more in your choice to not. I mean, let me finish my sentence because it almost sounds like I'm going to say I'm anti-woman.
Yeah.
But
I'm going to let you finish.
I disagree with you not liking live action movies. I mean, there's so many great stories to tell. We're not going to get into it, but wow, I didn't know that about you.
Live action movies that take place in the real world.
Yeah, there's lots of great movies.
Oh, I mean, like, these kind of movies are meant for like inspirational, and it tells you a great story that you feel powerful and you feel like, oh, you know, this is an era where people of color are like, you know, getting more and more prominent in the media and stuff like that. So we need to, you know, take this as a sign of, you know, that the time has, the old, you know, the Hollywood white guy controlling everything era is ending, and then we need to embrace the fact that we're just gonna get more and more of these kind of movies now, and that's fine. And
the thing is, like, if you do watch live action movies in the real world, definitely go see this. I was like feeling emotional watching the trailer. I was like, oh yeah, you know, like I want to get like, you know, pumped up, you know, but just like I would rather learn this lesson from like Zootopia.
My issue isn't that. Well, I mean, it's great what they're doing, what Hollywood's doing, but what I mean is, it doesn't matter how great the movie is and how empowering it is. Lars isn't going to see it because it's live action.
You know, and like, there's no fantasy element to it either.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like what you just got a bunch of actors and a bunch of sets and cameras, and that's it. It's like, okay.
All right, we can move past it. I just think it's funny.
You know what? I'll accept that it's funny.
Right.
I think I see the humor in it.
Yeah.
Speaking of the humor, the Lego Batman movie. Oh my gosh.
I haven't seen a trailer until now.
Oh, dude.
It looks pretty good.
I'm so pumped.
Yeah.
I'm totally, like, I think it'll be more fun than the Lego movie.
Let's not get carried away.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, I'm down to see it.
Yeah, this one's more focused, and because it's got that character dynamic between Batman's like pretended darkness and then all the other fun characters around him, so that plays a really fun dynamic to the story. So
yeah. I agree. It looks very fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that'll be an episode. I think we'll podcast that one.
Sure.
Cool. All right, moving on. Disney Nature's Born in China.
Lars will never be seeing that.
I don't really care for that one.
Yeah. I mean, you see the preview, you can see the movie. It's just going to be more footage of animals.
Yeah, I guess it's not really different from like Planet Earth or anything like that.
Yeah, you know, I mean, pandas just don't make me squeal that much when I see live action footage of them. I don't know.
Yeah,
Pandas are really cute though.
I mean, if it straight up makes you squeal, go check it out. It'll be probably a limited release somewhere.
I like 30-second YouTube clips of animals, but that's about my attention span for it.
Yeah.
I don't think I could sit through a whole movie.
Yeah, exactly. Like Animal Planet, you can put it on for as long as you want and change the channel. I don't want to commit to like a feature-length animal time.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Live action Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, I'm pretty excited for that one.
Okay.
Yes.
So,
go for it.
Okay, so maybe because I'm a girl, I don't know, but I get super excited about like the princessy, like really Disney classic kind of. And I mean, Beauty and the Beast is one of my favorite classic
gold standard
princess movie. So now it's got Emma Watson in it, and then the visual effects and everything is like really modernized. So everything looks great, and the story seems like exactly verbatim, beat by beat, from the original movie. So there's probably nothing to pick from it. It's just going to be good.
Okay.
So I texted Lars when this trailer came on, and I just wrote the word no. I don't.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: I saw the Cinderella live action movie, drunk, admittedly, but I really enjoyed it. I thought it was very magical, and I liked it a lot. So maybe this will surprise me, but this it's not for me.
Wait, okay. So did you like the original Beauty and the Beast animated?
Yes, and that's why
Okay.
I think this is an absolute travesty that this movie's
It's really
being made.
not necessary to exist, right? In your opinion.
Yeah, the movie's already been made, and the movie's
Right.
very, very good.
Right, and then the live action movie is not going to bring anything new to the table.
Nope.
Yeah, I agree. Except I don't mind seeing it again, and I don't mind seeing it in a different, prettier skin. Because the original movie was made beautifully, but it was made in the 90s. And this one is, everything is modernized, everything is like updated, and so basically it's like a better graphics of the same good game, or same good, show, movie. So.
I guess, but then they did it with the Jungle Book too, and
I liked it actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now we're just in differences of opinion. I think.
Yeah.
Because they're all good movies depending on who's watching it, and I did like the Cinderella one.
Right.
All right. Well, I'm gonna weigh in now.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. I was gonna let you guys say your thing,
okay.
and then I was gonna
Go
just
ahead.
jump in there. To me, it's kind of like, well, why would they already made this? But even more so, it's just kind of like, why would you take something that's already animated, which is perfect, and then turn it, and I like Beauty and the Beast, and I like Emma Watson, like she's super cool, but it's like this was animated, and then you made it live action. Why? Why would you make something that's already a big team of artists have already taken this thing and turned it into animation, like they've corrected God's mistake, which is reality, and made it this pretty pictures. These teams of artists have spent all this time, and now you want to turn it back into reality. I don't know. I look around at reality.
They want to make a
I
new
know,
batch of
Well,
and
you
I
don't have
mean,
to
of
tell that
course,
to
of
us.
course,
We know
of
that.
course,
Right.
yeah. But I'm just, I'm not impressed by live action. Honestly, you guys, I'm looking around, looking at these palm trees,
Yawn.
like this is weak color direction.
Good lighting on the palm trees, though.
Honestly, it's really busy. I don't know where my eye is supposed to go. Just
to the billboards.
Yeah, it's like whatever, I don't know.
What-
I just play through it.
To me, it's the same thing as taking a very, very good foreign film and then making it English, because it's always worse, and there's no
Right.
reason for it.
Well, it's the girl with the dragon tattoo is not necessarily worse. It's got even more style now.
Okay, but Old Boy is worse,
Oh,
and
that's true, yeah.
the vampire one, I forget what it's
Vanilla
called.
Sky.
I don't know about that one, but yeah, probably.
I kind of liked Vanilla Sky.
Did you see the original Spanish version?
No, I
called,
didn't.
Eyes something.
Abre los ojos. Open your eyes.
Open your eyes, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right, I think we're just at differences of opinion. I don't know if there's a correct answer to this.
I mean,
so-
yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
what do you guys need to hear our opinion for? If you like those, you can go check them out. I don't know.
There's someone for everyone. There's
Yeah,
someone
yeah.
for every movie. So.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's true.
Oh no!
Even the
there's
Smurfs.
you know what? Hey, you know what? I mean, Rolene, like you said, they make these movies to make money, and they do make money. A ton of people turn out for these
Yeah.
movies. So what do we know?
Okay.
Last one
Okay.
was a Cars 3 teaser.
All right.
If you haven't seen it, it appears to be like Lightning McQueen, like eating it on the racetrack, extra bad.
Yeah.
And I didn't see Cars 2, so I feel like I'm just kind of, not caught up. I assume Cars 2 ended with him skidding out of control, and this is taking up. This one picks up that 1 instant later.
I don't
Yeah.
even really remember.
I-
You'll notice I did text Lars no in caps.
This one
Was that for Cars 3?
This one is a hard
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Well, this one I feel like they wanted to reinvent the image that Cars has brought to the reputation of Pixar. Like when you mention Cars, people are just like scoff at it. They're like, this is such a joke. But then now they probably wanted to make it more like gritty, darker, and more serious. And they're like, this car is going to be different. This one is going to be for grown-ups. So, what else?
It did look a lot more realistic.
Yeah, it's
and
got that
we didn't see
film
any
grain in
faces.
Maybe
Yeah.
it'll be directed by Christopher Nolan.
And
Yeah.
that isn't a really funny idea that they're like, oh, you don't like the Cars franchise? How about this one, fuckers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see us sell $1 billion of
Yeah.
toys with this movie.
Yeah.
We still will.
Yeah.
Your kids don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Don't see it. It's going to be bad. Let's be honest with
I
ourselves.
wonder, what if it like comes out and it's like 99% Rotten Tomatoes or something? Not that like you can trust Rotten Tomatoes very much, but
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, what if it's really
Oh,
good and it
well,
blows us all
yeah.
away? Although I
Yeah.
say that a lot and it never really does.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Well, okay. So Cars 2 is the only Pixar movie I haven't seen.
Okay.
And the only Pixar movie that I'm really okay with not having seen.
Yeah,
It
you
just
don't need
seems
to
so
see it.
goofy, yeah?
I
Did
think
you
if-
see it?
I saw it.
And you're telling me. Well, there you go.
yeah, it's not
there you
great.
go.
But the thing with
Lillian's
Cars
authoritative opinion on the
Yeah.
subject, which I'm accepted.
is the thing with Cars is I don't even really care that much, so I wouldn't have minded not seeing it. Whereas I just love to not like Brave. That's my favorite thing. I just hate it so much.
I'm glad I have an opinion about Brave for sure, which I've used many
Yeah.
times with you in the podcast.
With Cars, it could have been wiped from my memory, and I would have been none the different.
Okay. All that being said, if any studio could learn its lesson from Cars 2 going into Cars 3, it would be Pixar.
Well, no, because Cars 3 is coming out. You'd think they would just not make a Cars movie if they learned their lesson.
Right. Well, but you know,
And then I
but
feel
you see
like-
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, I see what you're
Like,
saying, but you see what I'm saying.
You're saying a studio like Pixar, they're capable of elevating it
I'm
into something
saying
good.
no movie studio is as self-aware, as self-critical, as thinking about what it's doing
Yep.
as Pixar.
Story first. Yeah.
Yeah.
Except for this one is John Lasseter's pet project that no one messes with. And
Right.
so if he insists on making the same old thing again, nobody's going to say no to the boss. So then Car 3 is going to be the same old shit.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll see.
We'll,
I
we'll,
guess
we'll see. I agree with you, and I agree with you.
Yeah.
I'm pointing to both of them. It didn't matter which one I pointed at first.
I guess, yeah. I guess it could be Cars is Pixar's weakest franchise, and this will be more of them making a weak movie, or it could be this is Pixar and they're the best at fixing stuff and they'll fix this. So we'll see.
Yeah, hopefully.
We'll see. I think anything's plausible.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Great.
Oh, that phrase is normally anything's possible.
I thought you were doing that on purpose. That was really cool.
I
Hey,
mean,
anything's
you're-
plausible.
You're welcome, I guess.
I wanna use
Oh
that.
man, you guys, me and words. I don't know. It's like every time I talk, it's like it's brand new.
Reinventing the language as you go.
Wee. Okay, so that's the trailer report.
Yeah.
It was a beast of a one. I think we did pretty good though.
It's a beast of an episode.
Yeah, we're keeping our energy up though. I feel like we're really rocking
It's
it.
because it's really, really cold.
Yeah.
And we're all moving around.
Oh my gosh, that's why I was like the only person who'd never complained about the temperature in the office at work.
Do you like the
Until
cold?
yeah, because
okay.
it makes me wake up. But then now I actually am fighting a cold. No, I'm
Aw.
wearing a hoodie in
Sorry,
the
babe.
chair all the time.
Well, we're almost done.
Anyway, yeah. Actually, all that's left to do is plugs.
Yeah.
Dude, do you guys think we could have this episode up by say Monday,
I don't
the
know.
5th? I
Sure.
don't know. Because I'm just saying, if we do, maybe we should plug this Tuesday, December 6th, one night only event, Nerdland.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that movie that we worked on is going to be in the theater. It's the last time you can see it on the big screen, and then I think January 6th it goes to streaming services. But
Oh, well, all right then.
Yeah,
Patton
yeah.
Oswalt, the other guy, Paul Rudd,
Yeah.
are in it.
Yeah.
All your favorite actors.
if you want to
very
cool.
see a movie that we did a little bit of animation on,
I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to it.
Yeah.
Should we try to show up on Tuesday night and make an episode?
Yeah,
it's-
we went last time and we didn't make an episode on it. I feel like we have to.
Okay. All right.
Or we
Cool.
could just sit at home and do it and not watch it again, because I've already seen it a bunch of times.
That's true. Yeah, I've seen it like twice now. Although
Well,
the edits
and
were
we
slightly
worked on it,
different,
so we've seen some scenes
So we
hundreds of
watched them in the
times.
animatic, and yeah. Although I kind of like the idea of having somebody else do it, in a way as
Oh,
well.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know, that was a gimmick.
Right.
I do love the gimmicks. I
Yeah.
always want to do more gimmicks in this thing.
Yeah, although our Ghostbusters one kind of fell apart pretty quickly.
No way, dude. That was. I mean, in that it wasn't a constant thing, yes, but I think that was like a big plus for that episode. I really liked the way that episode came out.
What we did for Ghostbusters is we pretended to hate women and didn't want women to be Ghostbusters.
Because remember how all the misogynists like were so excited about that movie?
Yes, we were playing a little bit of devil's advocate for goofs and gaffes.
I think it was hilarious.
Then you have a disclaimer at the beginning.
Right. Yeah. No. Well, we explained what we were doing from the beginning, and I feel like people thought it was funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny.
Yeah. I thought it was funny. I've showed it to chicks. They seem to like it.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah.
Right.
But yeah, so the 6th. And next episode, I guess, is the very last segment. What's it going to be? I don't know.
I think Night Before Christmas might be a really good one to watch.
Yeah, we might. It sounds like people aren't excited for Sing.
Yeah. Maybe.
We'll look if the reviews are saying that it's above par. We'll go check it out.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
or if there's just something good about it. Like Hotel Transylvania 2 wasn't Casablanca, but it was fun to watch.
Yeah.
If Sing is fun to watch, I'll watch it.
Otherwise, we may have another lost episode. Rolene, you've never seen Nightmare Before Christmas, and it is December, so it's kind of a Christmas animated movie.
It's very, very good. Music by Danny Elfman, fantastic score.
Awesome.
I mean, talk about like musical scores in films.
I think that
It's
isn't that movie
fantastic.
20 years old. It wasn't that 1996.
I think so.
Yeah. My mom didn't want me to see it because she thought it was macabre or something.
Well, it is.
Yeah, but whatever. Was it 1993?
It was a long time
mid to
ago.
early 90s.
We'll never know.
Yeah, it was long ago. But yeah.
Okay.
So one of those, maybe a lost episode, but possibly saying more likely Nightmare Before Christmas.
I'm cool with either.
Yeah,
Great.
Okay. Cool. All right. Well, it's been great podcasting with you guys, but it's time for us to go now.
All right. Thanks for listening, and I lava you.
Oh man.
And Lars is trying to get to the record button. There it is.
And hey, you guys, you're welcome. Right?